audience, we just got in and we're chatting with our guest. And again, I'm reminded of how small and wonderful St. Louis is, because everybody knows somebody that you know, and everybody's connected on some level. So it's fun, like hearing that out of the periphery of my ear, like hearing all the connections you guys have.
I literally just in a meeting prior to this did the exact same thing. Someone's like, that's so crazy that you know each other. I'm like, St. Louis. It's like, it just is what it is.
It's wonderful.
Yeah, it is. It's pretty special.
Speaking of special St. Louis, our Blues.
Special. They're back.
Yay! Yay! Okay, this is my favorite time of year because while I was never a sports fan growing up, none of that stuff. My kid is a hockey player, as I mentioned before. And this time of year just gets me so excited. Yeah. Like it's just not just the hockey, it's the weather. I'm
ready for some cooler weather.
Right?
Oh my gosh. It's so hot yesterday.
I know, but it's starting as of today. Like I think today's the day that we're going to kind of turn that corner.
I need some sweaters in my life.
Know. I'm going to go. So my next thing too is to run down to the Kirkwood Farmers Market.
Oh yeah.
And get some mums.
I know.
Have you seen them?
I've seen the pictures. They look gorgeous.
They look so big and yummy and awesome. And I'm not eating mums, but
I hope not.
They just look real good.
I feel like that would not be a good choice.
No, but they look real good. Yeah, and all that Halloween decor out. And
I got to get my skeletons out.
Skelly's not out yet?
No, it's so bad. I have a whole gold skeleton family, and they're like, I haven't put them on the porch yet.
They're so lonely.
I know.
Get them out.
I know. I was going through old pictures yesterday, and I forgot that there was a time where I used to dress up our skeleton in clothes and like put him in different places around the house. So it was like Elf on a Shelf, but it was like skeleton. And I found a picture of him like doing downward dog, like doing yoga.
Well, that is a perfect lead-in to our next guest. Our guest this week is actually a yogi. And I am so excited to talk to her because I really don't know anything about her. And so we're going to unpack this whole getting to know you thing with our guest. You want to introduce her, Angela?
Yeah, I am so happy that she's here today to introduce Bobbi Baker, a serial entrepreneur, which I can't wait to hear about all the different businesses and initiatives. I feel like there's a new one coming out every couple months, which is awesome. Yeah. And I'll hear all about being a yogi, how she decides to invest in the businesses that she does, her wonderful family, which is 5 kids.
5 kids?
Yeah, we have 5. We're
Holy
blended.
Smokes, girl.
Yes.
You are a superstar.
So when my husband and I got married, both had 2 kids. And ironically, they're the same age and same sex.
Oh, I love that.
So our boys are 3 weeks apart. Our girls actually were born in the same hospital, 18 hours apart, Stella and Bella.
Oh, no. My goodness.
Yes.
Okay, that's
pretty cool.
So when I asked Rusty for, just entertain the idea of having a number 5. He was like, "You're nuts. Like, we have the perfect family. What are you doing?" And it's been really cool to have this little guy just, intertwine everyone. And he's like the common connection. So
I love that.
How old is your energy?
How old's your youngest?
He is 7, so he's in 1st grade.
Okay, and how old's your oldest?
And the 2 boys are seniors this year in high school.
Oh, girl, you're doing it. You're doing it all.
The energy and the mom that the seniors require versus the 7-year-old, it's like I have to shift my brain.
Mm-hmm.
It's so different.
So it is a completely different kind of mom experience that you're having because you are kind of you're toggling. You're like on that. Yeah.
I saw this meme that said like the littles need more like a puppy dog mom.
Yeah.
Where you're like your tail's wagging, you're excited to see them. And then the older kids need more like a cat. Like you're just kind of
you're there
and you're observing, but you're not overbearing and you're just kind of in the background waiting to be on call. So it's interesting.
It's so true. And I love that. I never thought of it that way, but yes.
Are you experiencing things with your youngest differently than you did with your older 2? Meaning, I don't know, different perspective or different appreciation for certain things?
Oh, for sure. Like the things that I thought mattered so much don't matter. Like if you want to wear that shirt with those shorts and you look ridiculous, Like the old me, like
Yes.
everyone needed to be buttoned up and polished and put together, which clearly was an insecurity of my own. And now like Trip walks in looking like a hot mess, but he's happy.
Yeah.
It's all that matters.
You know?
Isn't that funny? It's interesting that you bring that up because I actually just kind of came to that on my own conclusions. You know, here I am 50, whatever. And I finally like, who cares? Who cares?
It doesn't matter.
Let them dress the way they want. I don't care if you want cowboy boots and bell bottoms. Like, do it.
Yeah.
You do you.
And I know people had told me that.
Yeah.
But you have to go through the own experience yourself.
You really do.
To feel that because it just hits different.
Yeah.
100%.
That's so interesting.
Well, that's
awesome.
fascinating. So we are excited to learn all about you, how you got started, kind of how all the businesses came to be, what you've learned along the way, why you do what you do, and would just love to start off really kind of hearing the story, the beginning.
Yeah, it's interesting.
Take us back to the beginning.
Because my boys that are seniors now, I that's kind of where it started. I graduated from high school like a semester early because I had so many credits and I just was in such a hurry to get out of school, but I had no idea what I wanted to do. I didn't want to answer to anyone anymore. I just had this itch to do my own thing, but I was so unequipped to, do that. I went into real estate school because that's what my parents did. They had a real estate company here in St. Louis and I sold real estate for 2 years and I hated it. All my friends were partying. I decided to go back to school. I went to SLU, went to Parks College, got an aeronautics degree.
Aeronautics?
Yeah.
Girl, you were going to fly?
She does fly.
You do fly.
I do now. I had no interest in flying then.
That's so wild.
But I ended up meeting my first husband. We started a family. While I was at SLU, I bartended. And so that kind of brought me to my first job or my first career of owning a nightclub. I ended up partnering with my old boss that I worked for when I went to SLU. And I had this real estate background and I had so many connections that we bought our building downtown. I got like 6 months free of mortgage. And then I got a construction loan. We literally bought that building for 10 years. I make my last payment in like 6 months, which is crazy.
Amazing.
I'm like 2026 is so far away. But so that kind of started my entrepreneurial career. And
wait, what was the name of the club?
It's still open, you guys. And nobody probably knows about it. And that's fine because I don't care. I don't even go there. It doesn't open until 10. I'm in bed.
Yes, 100%.
So it's called Europe Nightclub.
Okay.
It's at Washington Avenue and 15th Street, right by the City Museum. Yeah. So that's really where I started. And I had a business partner who was an old boss that just believed in me. And he was like, Bobbi, I picked you when I wanted to reopen this club because you were the only one at the end of the night that wanted to clean the bathrooms. Or I shouldn't say wanted, volunteered to clean the bathrooms.
Showed up.
Everyone else was like, this is gross. I don't even clean my own bathrooms at home. And I'm like, I'll do it. So, starting a family and being in the nightclub, like I was just ready to like transition into something different.
Yeah.
And that's when I started Soul Sunless Tan. And it happened in the basement of my home, just spray tanning friends that were getting compliments. And then they were referring people to me. And so we ended up getting a professional space. And then I got into yoga the year that my stepdad died. So he was like such a bright light in my life. And I think because my early childhood was so rocky. My parents were super young. They were married and had me senior year of high school.
Okay.
Very, very little opportunity in a small town south of St. Louis. And so I just always had this like want to like be better and do different and break barriers. And so my stepdad was actually an orphan from uptown New York. Like he ran away from the orphanage when he was 13.
Wow.
And he's like, they never came back to look for me. And he was just always a big inspiration.
Yeah.
And, having stepkids now, like I never understood how can someone love someone else's kid as much as your own? But like, it's cool how it all comes full circle.
Yeah.
So,
well, you're supposed to be learning those lessons. We're constantly trying to repair the hurts from our childhood, right? And do better. I do really believe the universe kind of completely puts things in your place that you don't recognize right away. And it sounds to me like that's what's happening with you. And that's so cool that you recognize it.
Yes.
I didn't.
It was just all these pieces of the puzzle that finally start to like, you can start to see that clear picture, And so then when I got into yoga, I'm like, I never intended to be a yoga instructor. I never intended to do anything other than share my love of yoga because it literally has changed my life.
That's
Mhm.
awesome.
I mean, it was there for me through my divorce. It was there for me when my stepdad passed away. So it was just, I don't know. It was just a place where I felt safe. And I was always the person that powered through and pushed through. And I never had anything that I felt like I could just like have a safety net. And that's what yoga provided for me. So I wanted to give that to other people because, you know, we live in this world of like, we need to overperform.
That is a
Mhm.
constant. I will tell you, Bobbi, this is a recurring theme with all the women that we talk to is this overfunctioning mentality that all of us have, honestly. But yeah, and yoga is a practice that helps you kind of ground that a little bit.
It does.
Yeah.
And, you know, we don't have front desk people anymore thanks to COVID. But when I did work the front desk at the yoga studio, I'd have people that are like, I'm just here to burn calories and get my ass kicked because it's a hot yoga class.
Mhm.
And then like 2 or 3 months later, they're like, do you know how like this is changing my life and making me more present and calm?
Love
And I'm
that.
like, yeah, you're
Yeah.
preaching to the choir.
Mhm.
And then I have people come in that are just looking for like a space to disconnect and get out of their house for 60 minutes
Right.
Mhm.
and just want some peace. And they're like, I'm getting so strong and like I'm getting muscle definition. So it's cool to see like both ends of the spectrum of people coming together
Of
and
who you're
seeing.
serving. Yeah.
That's great.
That is really
Yeah.
awesome. That really is.
So that has been like the last decade of my life. And, you know, my husband and I are both entrepreneurs. And when we first got together, you guys, we couldn't even afford to buy a house.
Mhm.
We were renting a beautiful condo in Chesterfield that we ended up asking the lady that we rented from if she'd own or finance. And she's like, I don't even know what that means. And so we were able to buy it and we flipped it. And that's when we bought our house here in Ladue. And
That's awesome.
it's just been really cool the last, I would say 7 years that
Mhm.
we've started to build our little empire. And,
Yeah.
you know, he's in the credit card and ATM business and then went into the gas station business. And so I feel like I can really help him with like his real estate transactions.
Yeah.
Because there's, you know, real estate's complex.
Yeah.
Like you have to get creative with, you want to buy that and you just think you have to go to the bank and get finance. And there's so many ways that, you know, that can translate and what that looks like. And so you don't have to do the conventional, you know, operation. So yeah, Cafe Amelia is the newest open project.
Which we love.
It's unbelievable.
Love, love, love. If you have not gone yet, people, this is our friend Amy is the chef and Bobbi partner, and it is this amazing cafe on Manchester, right outside of Kirkwood. Actually, it's in Kirkwood, right?
It is.
Technically?
It's considered North Kirkwood. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So it's right central St. Louis, and it is worth it's a destination. It's worth the trip. It's so good.
beautiful.
It's beautiful. It's just all the things.
Yeah.
Thank you guys.
Mm.
I think that we're just so desensitized, like these building blocks of like layer by layer of, we're just, I don't know. It's just the restaurant to us.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And people are like, but you know, the attention to detail and this
Mhm.
and that. And I just think that I don't know, we not that we take it for granted. We just,
Yeah. You're not
You guys
seeing it
killed
through
it.
our eyes.
yeah,
Well,
Right.
and
Well,
it
you've
literally, go ahead. I'm
No,
sorry.
You've been involved in the process
Yeah.
for however long that it's kind of like when you finally get there, you're like, oh, I've been living this for the last year.
right.
Mhm.
It's our normal.
It's your normal. But then to the consumer, they're like, oh my gosh, where's this been all my life?
Yeah.
It's delicious. I can get things to eat that are healthy, that are taste amazing, and have a great environment to experience it
Yeah.
in.
It's like
Yeah.
stepping into Greece, people. So you need to go.
It really
It's
is.
really, it is like
Yeah.
stepping into a little cafe in Greece, and it is remarkable. It's really beautiful. Well, so is your yoga studios are gorgeous too. You
Thank
really,
you.
I will say that is one of the things that I've noticed about you, and I don't know you well, but I've noticed that really that attention to detail seems to be your strength, that you really pay attention to. Even the facade outside of Namaste is
Mhm.
peaceful.
Mhm.
Like I drive past it and I'm like, take the deep breath. So
Well,
you really do.
I think at the end of the day, like I'm not trying to sell a yoga class. I want to sell an experience.
Yeah.
Like when the moment you walk in, like how do you feel? Who's greeting you? Like
Mhm.
what does it smell like? Because obviously a hot yoga studio can have some,
Yeah.
negative spells. So it's all of these things. Like I want people to walk away feeling better than they did when they walked in. And like that to me is the impact that's being made. I think I started my entrepreneurial journey because I didn't want anyone else to tell me what to do. And I wanted this success. And it's funny because the last 10 years, success to me today is not what success was then. And it's funny because I really needed the money then.
Yeah.
And that was like my focus. And like we're in a different place now. It's like I don't even need this, but it is the most fulfilling and rewarding thing that I can do when I have people email me. I was able to work out a marriage with someone that I didn't think was going to last. Or on the flip side, I left a marriage that was, toxic and wasn't serving me. So it's cool to give people that opportunity to come in there and really like be with yourself and sit with yourself and find yourself, because we live in a distracted world.
Oh, girl.
You pull everything away. Like really at the end of the day, who are you? What do you like? What fulfills you?
Right.
So it's really cool to see women leave their jobs and go pursue something that they've always wanted to do, but were scared and had emailed me and said, you've inspired me to do that, because
awesome.
I don't know if I would have had the courage after you sharing your story of what it is that you've done. So I think a lot of people look at me and think that, maybe I was raised this way or stuff was handed to me. Every single thing that I have was built from the ground up with my hands, and it didn't look like it does now. It was messy. I was not as professional and polished as I am now. I mean, I probably wouldn't have a lot of friends if people judged me on, how I showed up. Versus now.
Yeah. But isn't that part of I really do feel like that's part of the journey, right? I mean, you don't know, and we talked about what entrepreneurship, owning your own company, just like parenthood. It's like, you don't know what that baby's going to look like. You don't know how it's going to behave. You don't know what it's going to feel like as, being the responsible party for it. I think it's, part of the journey. And if you early on, good, it's good on you, right?
Yeah.
So it takes a while though.
It does.
Yeah.
And I think too, like even where I am now, it's like the older I get, the less I know.
Right. Right.
And you have to be okay with that. You have to be okay with someone's always going to be smarter than you and have more resources than you. Like that's just part of the process. And I think that you get in your own way when you just constantly have that resistance to being open for the potential of growth and expansion.
100%. Well, what I love what you've said about Namaste as a whole is the fact that really, although you're giving an experience, you're giving opportunities for people to find themselves, it's really a level of service back to the community. It's compassion, and it's really being able to get out there and provide back, which I think is so amazing, that it's not really about all the tangible stuff. It's about what you learn about yourself when you're in there, and you're the leader of that.
Yeah. And I think it's me sticking to my authenticity, because that's where I was. I thought I had to like always keep up with the Joneses and always have the nicest car and have all of these things. And then, at the end of the day, you get in bed and all you have is like yourself and your thoughts. And you're like, how am I doing all of these things and checking all of these boxes? Yet I still feel like something is missing. It is, I don't know. It's that like revelation that I've kind of experienced myself. And I want other women to understand that, like, whether you're on top or you're on bottom, someone's always going to have something to say about you. So just live your life how you want and just be a nice person.
Yes. Yeah. Yes. You're here. I will tell you, I've been reading a lot around exactly what you're talking about, and, really rooting yourself in who you are. And it is astonishing how far away you can get from where your roots are, and really, I think that, you providing space for people to actually ground themselves in their roots is really important. But it's also, as an entrepreneur, important for us to take that time to remind ourselves of where we're grounded. And I think a lot of times we get so busy And to your point, following, catching up, faking it till you make it, all those different cliched terms kind of does us a disservice as females. And really does provide that like imposter syndrome experience.
Totally.
Yeah.
Well, one of the things you just touched on is something I think about quite a bit is that after you really get through the end of the day and all the busyness and the appointments and the pickups and everything, and you're laying there in bed, I have wondered, like, who am I? Like, what am I doing? And it's been like on a weekend where I haven't had a ton of things to do, which is far and few between, but I'm sitting there and I'm like, what do I do? Like, I don't know what to do. Like, I could work, but I don't think I should. I don't even know. Like, and you're like, what do I really want to do?
Yeah.
You know, you get so distracted in the have to do's that you kind of forget what the want to do's are.
Mm-hmm. Well, and Bobbi, you have even more. Look, we're running two businesses, but we're running it together. Kind of explain to us how do you, and I know we're kind of coming up on a break soon, but in the next few minutes, describe to us how you kind of find that balance, because you're managing, what do you have, 4 businesses right now?
Yeah, we're getting ready to open number 5.
Okay. Will you list them all so our listeners can know?
Yeah. So Europe Nightclub, Salsa on the Stand, Namaste Yoga Studio, Cafe Amalia, and Equilibrium Social Wellness Club is in the pipeline.
Which I cannot wait
oh
to
my
hear
gosh,
more
that's
about.
amazing. Amazing. So how do you keep yourself out of that space that Angela just described of I shouldn't be working, but I don't know what to do if I'm not working?
That was my biggest challenge is trusting other people to run businesses that I started, because I was afraid they were never going to handle situations exactly the way that I did. And that's why I feel like I'm successful, because I put fires out before they start. I make sure that if you're not happy, I'm going to do whatever it is I can to fix it. And not everyone approaches solutions in that way. So I really had to take a leap of faith and select these people to be part of my team and train them as much as I can, and then just let them go. And they've made some mistakes along the way, and we've had to clean them up, and it's been hard. But if I don't allow that to happen, if I don't delegate things out and I don't create these systems underneath me, I will never be able to step away and take a vacation. I'll never be able to go to my kids' sports games. They will always depend on me to figure it out. It's almost like parenting, and which it's easier actually to parent these people than it is your own kids. Cause like, I don't know, your kids, there's just such a connection there. Right. But I kind of use that parenting approach. Like, how can I help you? How can I support you? What do you think we should do in this situation? I give them the ability to problem solve first. And if it's not what I would do, I would tell them why we're not going to do it that way. This is why we're going to do it this way. So, so just, building that team.
I love that. Well, we're going to get ready to take a break here. And we will be back with Bobbi Baker after this break. Thanks all.
Hot Take Central 2.0.
Now, as you sports fans know,
it's really getting out of hand, man. It's blown way out of control.
With Cam Jansen.
I'm going to lead you down the path that rocks.
And Jimmy the Litvag and Angela Sandler on the Lou Information Station. Streaming 24/7 at louinfo.com.
And we're back. Hey, everyone. I wanted to remind you that just as you just heard, louinfo.com is where you can find our podcasts and others. There are so many great podcasters and radio show hosts on the station. Go find something. You will love it all. We're also on YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Spotify. You should be able to get it later in the afternoon on the day that we air. And if you really, really love us, follow us on Instagram at CoFoundHers, CoFoundHers. That's us. And if you're listening live, I know you are, Mom, 314-590-3770. You can text me and ask me questions or ask Bobbi questions or ask Angela questions. And we will answer them live. If you're listening to this after the fact, do not text us. We will not answer you. So we're here with Bobbi Baker. She is an entrepreneur, actually serial entrepreneur, and just an amazing person that we're getting to know and kind of unpacking her story right now. And we left off where you were talking about staff and kind of how you have learned to delegate. Yes. So I really want to understand a little bit more about your leadership style. Like what would you call your leadership style? Because you have to have a defined style to do what you're doing and really understand it.
Yeah. I mean, if you asked me this question like 5 or 10 years ago, I had that mentality that everyone does things exactly the way that I would do them.
Mm-hmm.
And I felt myself getting disappointed and frustrated on the daily because not everyone's lived in my shoes and walked my shoes, lived my experiences, and would handle things the way that I do. So I would say the biggest thing that I've done in the past couple of years is I signed up to do yoga teacher training after I told myself I will never be a yoga teacher.
Uh-huh.
And I did that because I can't expect these instructors to show up and do X, Y, and Z if I don't even know what it is that, like, I need to look through things with their lens, you know?
Right.
And so I did this yoga teacher training this past year. And that was a whole nother layer of like shedding of, belief systems and things that I was so stuck on and thought needed to operate a certain way. And so I really took the approach of I need to continuously equip these instructors with information and continuing ed. And I need them to be the best versions and authentic versions of themselves because they are what essentially represents my studio.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And if I have this vision, I can't expect them to execute it if they don't even know who they are themselves, you know,
right.
What brings out the best in them. And so we have a lot of set sequences in class, which basically means no matter what instructor you come to, it's going to be the same sequence.
Right.
And we do that because we live in this chaotic world and it's nice to have 60 minutes of a set thing. You know what to expect.
Right.
If you feel tired and you want to take a break, you know that the next chunk, you know what it is, right?
Mm-hmm.
Predictability.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
But I think sometimes what gets lost in that is the authenticity of the instructor.
Right.
I'm like, well, I don't know how I can teach this. And it's different than, the way that the other instructor teaches it. And so it's really just allowing them to tap into what brings you joy. Why are you here?
Mm-hmm.
What do you want to share with people? And then they really can see like, oh, I am different than these other teachers. And this, even though it's the same sequence, it's going to land a little differently. And maybe I activate something a little bit differently than, the other instructors do in their class. So I've really taken this philosophy of like, equip them with all of the knowledge to leave you, but treat them so well that they never want to.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Yeah.
Right.
My instructors are like family to me.
Yeah.
That's
I
amazing.
love
How
that.
many instructors do you have?
There's like 13 of them right now.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and then how many do you manage the other businesses staff, or what's your role in the other businesses that you're involved with?
So I'm just kind of like a supervisor. So I have managers that are in charge of all of the things. And if they can't figure out how to do it, my phone is on me at all times. I am always accessible. That's one thing that, unfortunately, when you work for yourself, and you're the boss.
It never stops.
You have to be able to be, like you just have to be
accessible.
So I would say for the most part, everyone understands what it is that they're supposed to do. Right now, Cafe Emilia is in such a early stages of like, we're figuring out the flow of everything. Amy is such a phenomenal cook. She has had decades of experience of cooking for large parties and catering large, events.
Yeah.
And so restaurant operation is not the same.
Right.
It doesn't translate the same. And she's done a phenomenal job because you have to pace the kitchen. You have to be able to make sure that things are coming out, together.
Right. Even the way you inventory your kitchen and all that, it's different,
so
right?
different.
Yeah.
And so,
Than the catering gig. Yeah.
Yeah. We've only been open for a month, and I would say the things that we have seen come up, we've talked to other food reps. They're like, that's it. Those are the issues that you're having. And we're like, yeah, but we don't want to have any issues. Like we want it to be perfect and streamlined, and we're getting there. But it's really cool to see. Yeah. She's like, you never know how strong you have to be until like that's all you get to be. I'm like, yeah,
it really is.
It's a lot of pressure, and so. Too, seeing this staff come together. We have a barista that's from Starbucks, and we have a barista that's from a very coffee shop. The approach to coffee is so very different. So, marrying those ideas together and like seeing them come together and work together. And
and encouraging that collaboration. That's one of the things that I think any good leader is able to do is really inspire and facilitate collaboration amongst your employees. I mean, you want them to like each other and want to share ideas,
right?
Because we all get better, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's just, and it's tough.
It is. And problem solving is the number one thing that we see come up because everyone handles problems differently. And you can really see, the stress levels start to, and, elevate. And it's like, look, guys, there's many solutions. I'm not sure what the solution is going to be. We're going to figure it out. And just always having the ability to pivot and problem solve is really the secret to that, because we have no other choice but to find a solution.
Right.
So
what would you say is your number one leadership? Like if you were to tell anybody, like what's a tool or a advice you give to anybody that's entering into a leadership role?
It's always putting yourself in the position of the people that you work with. Like you can't be above them. They can't be below you.
Right.
You always have to be on the same level, and you can never be too good to go clean a bathroom. Because if you're not, as the boss and as a leader, if you don't want to do it, why would anyone that works for you want to do that?
Heck yeah. You're so right about that.
I really look at it as we're all on the same team. I may have a little bit more authority, and I may write the checks at the end of the day, but we need each other equally. Their piece of the puzzle is just as important as my piece of the puzzle. Otherwise this wouldn't exist.
Right. Totally. Well, it sounds like you really inspire throughout all the different businesses a growth mindset and a solution-based mindset, that it's not about what the problem is, it's about how you're going to fix it. And I think that just speaks so much to why you've been successful, is you can't dwell on the problems. You got to keep going and just getting you out of your comfort zone.
Getting comfortable with being uncomfortable.
I think that's like the number one thing that every person that thinks they want to be an entrepreneur needs to really wrap their heads around. Like you have to be okay with being uncomfortable, because that's kind of the life we live in right now.
You do. You have to be okay with being criticized, being judged.
Yes.
All of the things that you don't want to be. And I will say the one thing entrepreneurship has given me is the ability to take accountability. I, for so long, had the hardest time with taking accountability, because that meant that I actually had to admit that I did something wrong.
Right. That you failed.
That I failed.
Yes.
And what happens then?
Yes.
Well, we've all failed. And you know what? You get up and you do it all over again, harder, and you do it differently. So that to me has been, because when you fail, like, especially being, like people are watching you.
Yeah.
It can be embarrassing.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, like you just have to grow and learn from that. So the accountability factor for me is really huge, because I'm okay now saying, oh, I messed that up big time.
Yeah. Well, that's what makes you a good leader and a leader that people want to follow. Like I look back to some of my bosses that I've had in the past and corporate world, and essentially those are the people that I gravitated towards, are the people that were on my level with me, never put themselves above me, always took accountability for their mess ups, which made me feel like, okay, I can mess up and I'm not going to the world's not going to fall apart if I fail.
Right.
You felt so seen and heard, right?
Seen and heard and empowered to make mistakes. And by golly, that made a huge difference in my career. Just having that role model. So good for you.
Yeah.
You're showing that. And you have a lot of employees that are at the age where they're starting to build their careers, which is so fun to see. Do you enjoy coaching and leading younger teams?
I do. It's kind of hard for me to not insert my opinion. I have a lot of young girls.
I know.
A lot of young girls. And one right now wants to quit school. And another one's not even in school. She wants to work and go pursue real estate. And it's I have so many opinions on it. And just letting them just talk. I think sometimes just being an ear for them to talk to and saying stuff out loud. I think you can kind of start to figure things out once you verbalize it to someone else. And at the end of the day, there's never a wrong choice. It's not a mistake. It's just leading you to a different path.
Right. It's their path. Exactly. It's hard though. I find that even with my 18-year-old who's just off at college now, and it's hard to step back and just be the coach and not be the one in there helping them make the plays.
Yeah, especially because what the outcomes can look like.
100%.
Because you've lived them.
Yes.
This is the story of my life right now.
Right?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Don't we have this conversation daily about our kids?
So.
I think so too. Yeah.
Yeah. So on a normal day, tell me a typical day of Bobbi Baker, although there's probably is no typical day of Bobbi Baker.
No, it's funny because some days my phone doesn't stop ringing because there's so many issues.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's crickets. I don't have a normal day in the sense of I don't have a workout in the morning and then I go to work at this time. Every day I do all of the things and it's just the order is different. My husband and I sometimes take, turns carpooling in the morning. And sometimes I'm begging one of my older kids to drop the kids off. So it's just what do I have, professionally that morning, but checking in with all of my businesses. And, I have a day each week that I check in with each one of my managers. Now, granted, they can call me anytime, but I try to do that strategically so that they know if there's something that they need to talk to me about, it's on Thursday when we meet.
Right.
I am doing a lot of behind the scenes stuff with Amalia. And that's been fun because I get to do what I feel like I'm good at. If I was having to cook and do all the things in the restaurant, everyone would starve. But so today, Amy sent me a text message and she's I need all of this stuff updated in the POS system. And it needs to be done. It needs to be done now.
Oh.
She didn't say that, but in my mind, we open at 7 a.m. She needs this updated. So it's stuff like that. It's just, kind of at the drop of a hat, I need to be prepared and be ready and open up my laptop.
Right.
But I love where I am now because I have the flexibility to, figure out where I want to do my workout. I love to move my body every day. So that is definitely on the top of my list. I have 5 kids. They have 5 different school schedules.
I was just
all
gonna
the
say,
sports.
Oh my gosh.
So yeah, it's just keeping my calendar straight has been really challenging for me. And my kids 2 of my kids go back and forth to their dads. And so
yeah. It's so, I love it though, the fact that you hear of entrepreneurs do it differently. You hear some entrepreneurs that are I time block every single half an hour with what I do so I can fit it all in. And then you do it more, not on the fly, but you are more flexible with your time.
Well, I used to do it that way.
I
was more rigid, but I felt so much stress. And then if I didn't get it done or something went over, I'm why am I putting so much pressure on myself?
Right.
And I never schedule time for logistics. I'm if I have a 1:30 appointment, how am I supposed to get to my 2:30 appointment if it's 20 minutes away?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I never take into account Are you laughing because
No,
you
I'm
did the same
laughing because I
thing?
literally just was flying down Manchester Road praying that I wasn't going to get hit by a cop
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
I was running late to this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I don't plan the logistics the way I should.
Right.
And
But-
it's hard.
Do you have ADHD, Angela?
I don't know. I don't think so.
I think sometimes
I
I
think
do.
I
Like,
do.
I
Yeah.
plan stuff and then I
Uh-huh.
get distracted.
I
and
will
I'm like,
find,
oh no.
I will sit in front of my computer. Like I can't tell you how many times I've been late to pick up my son from school and he gets so mad at me. So yesterday was a great example of it because I was sitting in front of my computer, completely lost track of time, got distracted by all the things. And I'm like, I need to start setting alarms for myself. I think it's really.
I say that to myself
She's saying
too.
it too. Yes.
But then I forget to set the
I know,
alarm.
right? Exactly.
know.
Exactly. Oh my goodness.
It is hard.
It's a struggle.
Lot of balancing lots of different tasks and responsibilities.
Yes.
You know, one thing I've realized and discovered with women like us is we love what we do so much that it's hard to turn it off. Like
Yes.
Mhm.
this job of what it is that we do is so fulfilling. Like you can't put words to it.
Yeah.
And so that's the downfall of like finding the balance
Yeah.
because do I really want to shut my laptop and go do something that's not as,
Yeah.
exciting?
Yeah. Yeah.
Right. Exactly. Do you find that you're a overachiever with the things that you do? Like if you're going to do some type of a project, you're going to give it 110% every time? Are you okay with the 80%?
I think I
No.
can answer that.
I-
Yes,
I
she
have-
is.
Yeah, I have
Yeah.
elevated standards. And this actually is like one of the
Yeah.
this is the one of the
100%.
reasons that my husband and I argue. He's like, I can't do anything to your standards ever.
Yes.
Mhm.
Like the laundry. I'm like,
Right.
well, you don't fold the towels right.
I
You know?
Yeah.
Just I'll do them. Just let
Yeah.
it be.
Yeah.
No, but I feel like I have high standards. And so I want to give that to the other people.
Yes.
Especially because like I have very limited time. I'm type A. If I'm expecting someone to come into a 60-minute yoga class and to pay $35 for this class, it needs to be worth their time and it needs to be worth their $35.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Exactly.
Like end of sentence.
Yeah.
Like, that's all it is.
Yeah.
It's, because I think that's important. I see the value in that. Like you are investing your time and money into me. I need to give you something that you feel like this is worth it.
Mm-hmm. And it
Yeah.
is hard to know that line though, too. You know, we struggle with this too in our own businesses. It's like you always want to over deliver. You want people walking away from any experience that they have with you going, wow, that is amazing. And I'm going to do that again. Or that was money well spent or all the things.
Mhm.
We can't always be there though. Like
No.
it's not always going to be there. So how do you kind of compensate for that emotionally or in your head? Like,
I've realized that I have to look at the source of like the complaint.
right.
And I've gotten some emails about the yoga class being too full and, just not a happy email. And I've realized this email has nothing to do with my yoga class being too full. There's other stuff obviously going on in your life. So separating that, like
Mhm.
disassociating the negativity
Yeah.
because unfortunately when people are unhappy. They take it out on everyone around them.
Right.
And
Mhm.
sometimes, you get the brunt of that. So,
Yeah.
I think really looking at the credibility and the source of
Yeah.
like, do I really have control over this?
Right.
And I want my classes to be filled.
And it's the Mel Robbins. Let them be unhappy. They don't need to come back. It's okay.
Mhm.
It's okay.
And you're not going to get
You're not
everyone.
gonna get everyone. And
You're not for
everybody's
everyone.
gonna love you. Yeah. And it's okay. I mean, little Lisa doesn't understand that, but big Lisa does. And it is what it is. So we have about 3 minutes left. Angela loves to do a rapid fire.
Okay.
Are you game?
Sure.
You ready?
I'm ready.
All
ready?
right. All
Okay.
right. So go for it.
Okay, coffee or tea?
Coffee.
If you could outsource one thing in your life right now, what would it be?
Carpooling my kids.
That's a good one. That's a good one. Best book you've read in a while.
Let Them by Mel Robbins.
Uh-huh. Isn't
Love
she
it.
amazing?
Yeah.
She's so
Yeah.
amazing. Favorite weekend activity?
Big Cedar Lodge.
Ooh.
Love.
That's
Okay,
a good one.
That's a good one. So magical.
I'm going to stick with the travel. Where's your favorite place to go?
Las Vegas.
Ooh, I like that. A gambler?
No, not even a gambler. I just like the food and the entertainment and the shopping
Mhm.
The energy.
and the energy and just like the diversity of people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love people
That's cool.
watching.
Most thing that you're impressed with by your businesses.
The impact that it's making on people that I never even intended or knew that I could do.
That's
Amazing.
awesome. I love that. Okay, I have a question for
Yes.
you. What is your favorite way to recharge? Because you are a yogi and, obviously we could all assume that it's yoga. What is your favorite way to recharge?
I mean, yoga is, but my yoga practice looks very different now than it did before. I
Okay.
have not been into the studio in months.
Uh-huh.
I put my yoga mat out of my closet and I just do like my own thing. I love music.
Yes.
Mhm.
All genres of music.
Okay.
There's just something about it. I don't know. Like takes me back to being a kid.
Yes.
Like in the 80s with the windows down and like my parents are smoking a cigarette and I feel so free.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
Yes.
That's awesome.
All right, pump up music. And that might be our last question.
Right now, Morgan Wallen.
Ooh, okay. Good
I got one more.
Oh, good. Go.
Favorite yoga pose?
Dancer.
I have no idea
Because
what
I
that
wanted to
is.
be a dancer and I never was. And so I feel like I can tap into my inner dancer.
so much.
I love that.
All right, tell people how they can find you.
You can find me on LinkedIn. You can find me on Instagram. I'm on Facebook, but I very, very rarely check Facebook. So,
Mhm.
um,
And it's Bobbi, Bobbi, Baker, BAK.
Yeah. So I think my Instagram handle is the Bobbi Baker.
Yeah.
Yay.
Awesome. And name your businesses again.
Europe Nightclub, Soul Sunless Tan, Namaste Yoga Studio, Cafe Amalia. Like I had to think it for a second. And then the newest one in the pipeline, Equilibrium Social Wellness Club.
When does
Which-
Equilibrium open?
We're hoping March of 26.
Fantastic.
Which we might have to have you back
yes.
Yeah, that'll be a
to
whole
talk
new
about
thing.
that.
For
I can't wait to
sure.
learn more about that.
Thank you.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you, Bobbi Baker.
Thanks
We
for having
really
me.
loved having you on this week. And it was fun getting to know you,
You guys
and
are great.
unpacking
Thank
it.
you.
Yeah.
And so, St. Louis, we're going to talk with you next week with our next lady entrepreneur, powerhouse females. Bye.
Bye, guys.
Hey, Kat, summer's winding down, but I keep thinking my backyard